Hello, I'm Barbara, and I work at Androscoggin Home Healthcare and Hospice as a bereavement volunteer. And we're going to show you a craft that is supposed to help with the art of grief. And we are going to be making something that we call a thoughtful garden. This one is almost done, it's just waiting to bloom. And we're going to be making a thoughtful garden similar to this. And we're going to be using Rita as an example of how this garden gets put together. So the first thing that Rita is going to do is she's going to draw a picture on a piece of tissue paper. So she's getting out her tissue paper. And in your kit, you will have 1 or 2 pieces of tissue paper, and you can use the whole entire sheet. And it's probably best actually if you do use the whole entire sheet. And we're going to need to get a couple of different color markers, which are also included in your kits. And Rita has already done some of the work with searching for some little pretty items that she wants to include on the top of her garden, such as are on the top of this garden. So Rita, who are you going to be remembering here? Who is your loved one that you're going to be talking about?
My grandmother, who I am named after. I'm going to call her Reets so as not to confuse myself.
So what you can do right now, Rita, is to draw what makes you think your loved one would be most proud of you for. What would Reets be most proud of you for?
That's what I'm going to start with. So my grandmother and I are both potters.
So what does that mean, a potter?
It means I take clay and turn them into objects.
And Reets
Essentially
did that
on a
too?
pottery wheel. Yes.
Reets did that? Yep.
So my first attempt at a drawing here is the standing kick wheel my grandmother gave me forever ago. My drawing is not as good as my pottery. This is my standing kick wheel.
And the kick wheel, it's called a standing kick wheel as opposed to one that's motorized, you mean?
As opposed to either a sitting kick wheel or an electric wheel.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's your kick wheel that you got from Reets. All right, and you feel like that's something she would be proud of you for?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's something she did and now you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, so you carried it on. Draw something now that makes you think of a special place that you went to with her.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to choose a beach.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose specifically Bailey Island, even though we went to loads of beaches. I'm choosing Bailey Island. That was like our family spot, and where we'd always go get our sea glass.
Did you have a special kind of sea glass that you particularly went for? Like
Well, I always went
size?
for white. Reets always loved brown the most.
What might be something that Reets said to you often? Can't
Going
think
with
of
flim
anything?
flammers.
Okay, flim flammers.
I like it.
Yep.
I think she would approve.
I know she would approve. What is something you could draw that's that reminds you of something that Reets always wore?
Always wore. Wow, I could go with the rose because she always wore rose perfume.
Okay. And I know that Grandpa always bought her a particular rose perfume that he went all over everywhere to find.
Wasn't it like a T1?
Tea rose, yeah.
Tea rose.
And it was the only one that had only a rose note in it, nothing else.
Right.
And she loved that. Yeah, it's a good one. What could you draw that shows Reets' favorite hobby?
Other than pottery, she was also a historian, loved her scrapbooks and her photography.
So what are you drawing? Tell me about that.
This is going to be just like, I'm picturing in the hallway going up her stairwells, all the family photos that she would have in collage style everywhere of all of us.
She did a pretty good job of having everybody that was ever important in those pictures too, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. She had a good way of capturing a particular moment. Thank you. Write something you said to Reets often. What would be something that she would, what might you say to her? how you might greet her when you got there, or say when you left, or before you went to bed?
I mean, other than I love you, God bless you, sweet dreams, and good night, every single night.
Do you want to just write the initials
Yeah.
of that? Because that might take up like the whole page. What might be a favorite food of Ritz's that you could write?
You're gonna make fun of me for this, but
Okay.
the thing that reminds me of Reed's is toast. English muffin and toast. I know she ate loads of things.
Mhm.
I also remember ladyfingers being a thing.
Mhm.
Ladyfingers. So I might need to draw some ladyfingers in here. So I'll put some ladyfingers in here.
So
Why
what
not?
was the thing about the toast?
The toast, I just every single morning would smell toast before I'd even get down the stairs. So burnt toast, grandparents' house, for sure.
Okay, and you would have that in the, was that something everybody would be having together, or was that you? and
Whoever's
Lisa?
awake.
Okay,
Whoever's awake at breakfast time.
I'm surprised Reitz was awake.
I think she was only awake for us. Otherwise, she would be asleep still.
Yeah. So she made a special time just to be with you and eat toast?
Yes. Those are my lady fingers. Here's some toast.
Very nice. Reitz would be proud of you for that toast. What is one of Reitz's favorite possessions?
Favorite possessions. I like her sock monkey basket.
Okay, yep.
Not that she doesn't have loads of other favorite possessions, but the sock monkey basket was really charming because it was kind of in the front of the house underneath like this mirror placement, and it was just this big basket full of sock monkeys, and they'd always be doing silly things.
For the last thing, what is something you would like to give to Reitz?
Pottery that was not made by me in high school, maybe something more recent.
Because you do have some really beautiful stuff that you've made.
Yes.
Yeah. She would be really proud to see that.
Mm-hmm, don't make me cry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna take that paper and put it off to the side, and we're going to start building your garden. And the first thing that we're gonna do in the garden is we're going to put in some rocks. Now that's just for drainage. So you're gonna wanna put that around on the bottom of the, yeah, good. You might even put in some more. And if anybody is at home doing this, they could also go out in their own backyard and pick up a few rocks or.
Some special rocks.
Yeah, some special ones that they might really like to have. Okay. And then the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to put maybe like 2 tablespoons, not this whole bag, but enough to just cover the rocks of this dirt. And everybody has a bag of this dirt that's included in their kit. But another thing, if anybody has it at home, you could also put, if you have colored sand or something like that, you could put that in there. But you want to have it be something that's, that will absorb water. Okay, good. All right, now here comes some of the fun part for you. You're going to take the pictures that you did, the paper with the pictures, and you're gonna rip that up into small pieces between the size of a postage stamp and a playing card. Yep, exactly right. Roll it all up into a little ball and put that into the bowl.
I'm doing this around the little pictures that I made, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You could just rip the paper. In my head, I'm putting each little thought in one at a time.
Right, right.
It's just how I like to do it.
And it's all whatever feels right to you to do. So now you're gonna take the bag of dirt and you're gonna cover over that with the dirt. Good job. That's really pretty, the green against the brown in there.
Great.
And you can
Can I-
have it be like that, or you can cover it all over,
I
whatever.
know I want to cover it.
Okay, whatever feels pleasing to you.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna go for it.
Go for it. All right, nice.
That was better.
Okay.
That was satisfying.
And here we have a little bag, everybody has this at home too, of reindeer moss is what I call it. I'm sure it has a more technical name, but it should be open already.
It
but
is. I
okay.
just find that easier.
Nice. That makes a very nice cover, doesn't it? All right, and here comes another fun part where you take the pieces of things that you gathered and you put them in your garden. So what are you putting in the garden?
Brown piece of sea glass.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite pieces I've ever found. Because it's a bottleneck.
Very
And
nice.
She also would freak out if we ever found a brightly colored one. And this is it's hard to tell, but it's a purple one. And that
And you
was one of
put
her
them-
favorite colors.
Yep, next to each other.
Mm-hmm. The next thing is some sand dollars, which Reeds always felt like were like magic, like it was just, you know, a figment that only certain people could ever find, but we found a sweet spot of sand dollars
Sand
at our
dollars.
beach. So she can be pleased about that.
Yeah.
We might put him in the center.
And you putting them, however you arrange them is just gonna work out just fine the way you want it.
Such is life.
Such is life.
All right.
All right?
I like it.
Yep. All right, what else do you have?
And then I also have, since we're both potters, I have a shard of one of her pieces that I'm just gonna place in here too.
Oh, that's very nice like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Then these are sand dollars that obviously you already know, but for those at home, my mother makes these out of female clay, and it was a representation of actual sand dollars when we couldn't find sand dollars.
And they're kind of pretty.
And of course they are.
Yeah. All right, and
I like
then here's the magic ingredient. Everybody at home has also got a smaller bag of, this is rapid growing grass seed. So you're gonna take a nice good scoop. Everybody would have enough at home for 2 rounds of having grass grow. So you're gonna put about 2 tablespoons and spread it around across the top. Very nice. You can put a nice thick layer.
I might put some underneath this. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
I
get
think
this out of the way. And then the last part of this would be to pour some water over the top of this so that it's nicely soaked. And then you're gonna put it in a sunny window and wait for it to sprout. This one was made 3 days ago. It hasn't quite sprouted, but it takes about a week for the grass to come up. So you wanna be keeping the grass moist, not soaking wet, but nice and moist. And you're going to want to mist it maybe every day, every other day. Just be sure that you keep it wet. And within a week, you will see the grass start to grow, coming out of your beautiful memories of your loved one.